Introduction to be a Ozark Racing Hall of Famer, Terry Brumman.
1974 of April, there was a guy used to hang around Larry's shop when we were short-handed, and I asked him if he would be interested in having a job here, and he said he would. So I asked Larry that afternoon when he showed up to if he would hire him for me. He was short-handed. And how long did you work there? 5 years, and he was an unsung hero of Larry's. He never got the credit he deserved. Lonnie, come on.
Well, I remember one thing about what Terry said. I was unemployed at the time, so any job offer would have been a good one. But I did start work at Larry's. But prior to that, I got involved with racing a long time before that. My brother, James Snodgrass, had a race car here, run out the fairgrounds, and George Stark drove the car. The only thing I remember about that car, it'd sit out in front of the house a few times. I'd get to play in it, but it had a rubber chicken on the trunk lid, and that was my first experience with a race car. Later on, I got tied in with Bill Peck. I was 17 years old, and that was quite an experience for a 17-year-old to go to the races with Bill Peck and Ray Fawcett from Seven Gables Truck Stop, Bob Ince, and a few of those guys. So it was quite an experience. But as that, I went into the service and got kind of free of all those guys. When I came back, I got hired at Larry's, and I worked there for almost 5 years, and it was quite an experience. And I've got to thank a lot of people. I mean, I knew nothing about building a race car. Now, when Bill Peck built a race car, there was a 4-foot piece of railroad iron between the front frame rails. And his favorite saying was, when he hit the wall, he wanted to gain speed as he went through it. And he tried it several times, and it didn't ever put a dent in that railroad iron. But there was a lot of people that taught me, I mean, every name you've heard mentioned tonight, I've had an experience with. I mean, it don't matter. Gene Snyder, John over at Dick's Machine Shop, everybody that's been mentioned tonight, I could tell you stories. And that's what they told me, just fill in the time, tell a few stories, and I've determined that I better just leave them stories untold. Terry has been a good friend. Terry has taught me a lot through the years. I never did learn how to TIG weld because Terry's a whole lot better, and all I do is just take it over and give it to him and he'll weld it. I've gotten into, when I quit at Larry's, I went to City Utilities. Family came along. I need to thank my wife for putting up with me for 43 years this last November. And I think that she deserves a round of applause just for that. But I went to a civilian job for almost 28 years at the power plant in Lake Springfield. Well, when I retired, a friend of mine, known him forever, Gene McKean, conned me into going to Bonneville. And I've been going to Bonneville every year since. and we built a car, a 32 Ford 5-window, all steel car, took it to Bonneville, raced it. We were gonna make it a flathead. We got into other things. We've been all over Mooresville, North Carolina, looking for things. That's the race car capital, NASCAR land, I call it. And I met, standing there one day in a carbon fiber shop, trying to figure out how to make some wheel spacers. Bob Aton walks up, and I had no idea that's where Bob was at. But so I've met so many people. You know, this whole journey through life is about people and acquaintances and relationships. And I know a lot of people in here. I have been through a lot of things. Chris Davis is a great friend. I try to help anybody I can, but I do have a lot of memories of people in this room, and I do think it's a great honor to be inducted into this association, and I think it's even a greater honor to go in with the group that's here with me tonight. But I hope everybody has a good time, and I thank you very much for having me.